Hi and welcome back. So, literally picking up from where we left off. I'm actually recording this while the first video is still formatting. So, first thing I've done, I've got masks on the top windows to protect them. Gonna go into this part as well, make sure we're really well protected, but that was a priority. Bottom one's going to be painted black, so fine to be open. The seam that had come open, I've gone over with my Tamiya polyester putty. It's really good stuff, but very expensive, and I have to have it imported. But I've already started, and can we see, literally straight into the line, no problem, lovely and smooth. So I've got lots of sanding to finish. As I said last time, lots of sub-assemblies. So I've got the parts for the first of them. And I think there's in total 2, 6, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 parts I'm going to do in this video to get lots. So it'll get right up to here with sub-assemblies. Is it? Yeah, right up to here with sub-assemblies. I've written myself a handy little note here for wire, because that's where this wire needs to go through. So I'm going to start getting parts cleaned up, glued together, and when there's something interesting, we'll jump back in. So I've got a lot of these sub-assemblies done, and I'm just doing a bit of a test fit, mainly to see, am I going to need to join any of this, paint any of this before we join it together? And the answer is definitively yes. So if I start taking some of this apart, obviously we wouldn't be able to get to all these bits of frame. Wouldn't be able to get to the top of these boxes. These are the crew quarters. We wouldn't be able to get to the sides of the crew quarters with these in place. So loads and loads to clean up and paint. Little bit of seam work to do on these. Not a huge amount, but a bit on these ends. You're probably hardly ever going to see it, but I want to clean it up before we paint. So I did remember with this one, I have not put the door in, and I've cut the hole for the wires. This is the rear compartment, and this doesn't need wires. I will be filling in here. Obviously, the duplicated parts makes loads of sense for your cost point. You'll never see that, I don't think. The engine cowling should cover all this. But I'm going to fill it in anyway, because I know it's there. So I'm going to get my filling, my sanding done, a primer coat, and I think we might have a look at that point, possibly when I've got a base coat down. Right, as you can probably see, I've completed the clean-up on the crew quarters, or crew compartments. Been primed. I've protected where there's going to be glue contact points with masking tape, and you'll notice in places I've gone over it with a black primer as well. Nothing massively neat, doesn't have to be. This is for pre-shading. Done the same on, I believe these are the oxygen tanks for the crew compartments. But done the same, black primer as well as the grey. And the reason for that is my primary colour is going to be the Tamiya XF2 flat white. And if anyone's ever used the Tamiya flat white, they will be aware it's a very weak paint. It's a very feeble white. But that's the strength I'm playing to, that it's going to leave a lot of shadows on these parts. So it's going to take all the work out of doing weathering afterwards. So I'm going to get these painted white and then continue with building the cages on the outside of them. Obviously, I've got the parts, a lot of clean-up to do, quite a bit of flash, nothing major. You're going to get it, I think, with any model kit. There's been quite a bit of flash. But I think that sort of shows how popular the kit's been because they've had to make that many pressings. So that's actually quite a good sign, I think. Anyway, I'm going to get the painting done and these last cages, and then we'll have another look at things. Right, so as you can see, things are really coming together. This is the front compartment, and this is all finished now, obviously apart from the door, which we're leaving off so we can pull the wires through when we're ready to. Went together a lot easier than I actually thought it would. You can see, like, obviously we had the crew compartment, oxygen tanks glued in. Oh, sorry, built the cage, got that painted, put on. One oxygen tank is on this side. Let's get a bit of glue down. Alright, second will just slot in nicely. So that just leaves the two cages to go on. Make sure we get these orientated the correct way. That towards the end, not the door. That's the door side. So, when I put these together, we use this piece as a template to make sure we got the angles right, because they will be going into there eventually. So, we just should slot nicely in place. Might need a little bit of persuading, bit of our glue. We know it doesn't take a lot of setting. Make sure that's in place. Touch glue. Leave it for 30 seconds, a minute, just to set up before we do the other contact points. So that's one side in place. Just make sure I've got this the right way around. Popping it into its connection points. Touch of our glue again. Using our extra thin Tamiya because one, it gets right where we want it, and two, it dries very, very fast, which is what we want for a job like this. So just leave it 30 seconds to a minute. Turn it over. Last 3 contact points. Again, hold it for 30 seconds to a minute. Lovely jubbly. And there we have both of our crew compartments finished. 60 odd parts have gone into them 2 bits. And our spine will fit lovely onto there with no issues, and gives us a really good idea of how big this kit's going to be. These are centimetre squares, by the way, if you're in the US. They're not inch, they're centimetres. 2.5 of these to 1 inch, roughly. But yeah, really good progress I'm making with this kit. I think it's going to be a big one when it gets to the painted at the end, but I thought this has always looked an intimidating kit, and it's going together a lot easier than I thought. But that's another really good place that we're up to. Next time we're gonna do, I think, the landing struts. I do need to order some replacement springs. But for now, thank you for watching. Keep trekking and keep modelling. Thank you. Goodbye.